Hello, you guys. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Kenzie and I am a Canadian flight attendant. Today's video, I am going to be answering some questions that you guys asked me on Instagram. I will probably be making a Q&A probably once a month, once to every month and a half-ish. So if you do have any questions for me, you can always ask them down below and I try to reply to all or most of my comments. Or head over to my Instagram, follow me so you can keep up with my story and ask me questions when I post like the little question box. But today we have a mixture between flight attendant questions as well as just some personal random questions. So let's get right into these questions, shall we? So the first question is, do you drink the plain coffee? I don't drink coffee in general, so no, I don't drink coffee on planes, because I don't drink coffee ever. So no, I don't drink the plane's coffee. What would you say to the old you? That's a loaded question. I think the top things that I would say to the old me is nobody cares and it's not that serious. And relax. Don't take life too seriously because nobody cares. Pretty much sums it up. And then this one is also a loaded question. And it's, how are you as a daughter? I would like to think I'm a good daughter. I mean, I don't know how to answer this question. How am I as a daughter? I talk to at least one of my parents every single day, if not both of them every single day. I'm very close with my entire family, not just my parents. So, I think I'm a good daughter. I'm just gonna leave it there because that could get real deep real quick. Who is your favorite annual buddy? Obviously you, obviously. How long are you on reserve for, and do you often get called out? So for those of you who are not in the flight attendant world, reserve is an on-call period. So for our company, you get, depending how many reserve blocks you get, but each reserve block is 5 days. So you'll be on call for 5 days for a 10-hour period each day. I was lucky and I was one of the fortunate ones who only got reserve for about the first year. And I haven't had it since. I haven't been scheduled it since. I've picked them up since, but I have not been scheduled them since I hit my year. I think it was a year and a month. I had it, and you don't have it for the first month. So I had it for a year and then I was off of it completely. Our schedules are seniority based. So those people at the bottom of seniority will get it for probably 2, maybe even 3 years at this point. But I was one of the lucky ones and I got off of reserve. I got off of being scheduled reserve after a year on the job. And as for getting called out, it all depends on the hours that you're scheduled. So we have 3 different time periods for res, and it is 3:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. So the one that starts at 3:30, 99% of the time you're getting called out. The one that starts at 7 a.m., probably 95% of the time you're getting called out. If you start at 1 p.m., you're probably being called out 50%, if not less. I prefer the PM one because number one, I'm not a morning person, and number two, I'm not a reserve person. So the PM one is my favorite one. Can you drop or switch English? I swear to God, I haven't sat down to film a video in a hot minute, like a couple months maybe. Could be lying, I don't know. But I can't speak very good English when I sit down and just like talk. Can you drop / switch shifts easily? Yes and no. reserve shifts are extremely hard to get rid of or switch. Once you get like a good group of friends, it's kind of easy to switch them around, but even then, like, nobody's gonna willingly take it unless that's what they're looking for. Regular shifts, it's pretty easy to get rid of and it's pretty easy to switch. As if it's a decent pairing, obviously, if it's like I have a hell of a pairing coming up and it's a 5-day extremely heavy, nobody wanted it, I didn't want it, so I don't blame them. So I couldn't get rid of that. I could have probably dropped it, but I'm not willing to lose the hours. So yes, regular shifts are easy to drop or switch. Reserve blocks aren't very easy. Annual tips / initial tips. So we have to do training every single year. We go in the classroom for 2 days every single year. I am going to be filming a video of it because I did just have my annual. So I will be filming a whole video on what to expect during annual. But as for some annual tips, just know your stuff, know your drills, as long as you have some common sense and as long as you know the job and like know your duties and all the signs, watch the videos they give us on our company site, and you'll be fine. I get so nervous every single year. This is the second year that I've had to do annual. We'll get into initial in just a second, but I get so nervous because I don't like being tested. I don't like being watched like that. It's fine. Both times, both years, it's fine. As long as you're a little bit nervous, that means you care. And as long as you put a little effort into studying, quote unquote, just watch the videos online. If you have any questions, then look it up in our manual beforehand and you're gonna do fine. Initial tips. So initial tips is our initial training, which is the 4 or 5 week training. Once you're hired, you have 4 or 5 weeks in the classroom before you actually fly. Pay attention, ask questions, do your homework, study every night once you get home, and don't tire yourself out, because I found the days that I didn't sleep well or didn't sleep much, those are the weeks that I tend to have worse grades. And for every single test, if you're not in the flight attendant world, we need an 85% or higher to pass. So it's a very high standard they keep us at, rightfully so. But yeah, you need to know your stuff. As long as you're paying attention and you look over your notes, you're gonna do fine. Is there any drama? Any workplace you're working in is going to have drama. I don't care how old you are. Hopefully you're not a part of the drama, but there is going to be drama regardless of where you work. So yes, there is drama in the flight attendant world. Unfortunately, I wish you could find a job that doesn't have drama, but good luck to you. How often do you work / see people you have worked with before? Never. I have worked with the same girl 3 times. I've worked with 2 people 3 times. It's extremely, extremely rare. I've worked with a couple people twice. It all depends on what you're requesting for your schedule, what they're requesting for their schedule. I would say I see people quite often during tail swaps or hotels, even like more than around the airport, more than I do working with them. That's just the reality. There's so many of us. There's so many different flights. The chances that you guys are gonna have more than 1 or 2 pairings together is very slim. Like, even the 3 people that I have worked with, it was literally luck of the hat. Like, me and this one girl, either I would get called off of res and work with her, or she'd get called off of res and work with me, or we'd both get called off of res. But we were never scheduled like a full pairing. That was always like 1 day or 1 night. And then the other girl, we made it happen twice. And then just randomly we picked up the same overtime shift yesterday. So you're not going to see them very often. Once you're in this company long enough, you are going to click with people. or not even in this company, in this industry, you are going to click with people that you work with. And then you just try your hardest to make plans outside of work, which is what actually really happens with us, because I have a good group, like I have a core group of friends, probably is between 8 and 10 of us, depending on the week, depending on the month. And we try to get together as much as we can. What is your biggest dream? My biggest dream in life is probably to get married and have kids. Yeah, I would say that's probably my biggest dream. Would you ever do social media full time? Yeah, I would. If I ever got to a point that I could do social media full time, I definitely would take that opportunity. I love making content. And the one thing about this job, because I am never home, is that I find it incredibly hard to make consistent content, whether on YouTube. Well, my YouTube's quite easy because it's mainly flight attendant content at this point. But TikToks and Instagram, I struggle with. And when I went through initial training, I actually removed all my TikTok followers and all my Instagram followers because I lost so much engagement throughout the 4 weeks that I was in training, because I did nothing but study and like go to training, that I lost all my engagement. And once I removed those followers, I kind of just never really worked my way back up. I slowly, like I still post and whatnot, but yeah, if I ever did get to a point, I'm so off topic, if I ever did get to a point where I could do social media full time and live comfortably, I definitely would. Any goals or dreams for your future career / places to live / travel, etc.? That's a loaded question. Goals or dreams. Oh God, okay. For the future, like I said, I guess get married and have kids. That's in the future. That's not in the near future, but it's in the future. So that's one. Dream places or goal places to live. Within Canada, Halifax, with outside of Halifax, or I used to really want to live in Toronto. Not so much anymore. I would do Halifax or Vancouver. Yeah. Outside of Canada, Mexico or California or Florida, or even New York, I wouldn't mind. But to actually like goal wise, realistically, I'll probably end up moving back to Saskatchewan at some point, when I'm ready to have kids and whatnot, because that's where my entire family is. If I could, ideally, if my future husband is from Halifax, I'd move there, and be content. But yes, realistically, probably back to Saskatchewan. Dream wise, probably Halifax, because I would love to go live in California or Florida, but unless like my future husband's family is down there, then I want to be close to either my family or his family. So yeah, realistically, Saskatchewan or wherever my future husband's from. Places to travel. Oh, this, I could talk about this on and on and on for hours. This year so far, I have plans to go to Ireland and Anaheim, and Mexico. I go to Mexico in a week. So yeah, I have a lot of travel plans. That's just for this year so far, and I have been to Nashville and Orlando already this year as well. So it's a big travel year. Probably a couple more places I'll end up going as well. So yeah, stay tuned. If you could live anywhere, where would it be? I think I kind of already answered that. If I could live anywhere, like, no, let's rephrase the question. If I was, how do I rephrase this? If I could have been born elsewhere, where would I have been born? Like if I got to choose, within Canada, Halifax, or Vancouver, we'll do two. And then outside of Canada, California or Mexico. Yeah. And that was the last one. Oh, okay. So that's it for today's questions, you guys. Thank you everyone who asked me something. Like I said, if you want to be included in the next Q&A, I post these little like question boxes on my Instagram. So make sure you follow me over there, which is always linked in the description down below, to be featured next Q&A. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I do post videos every Tuesday and Thursday, so make sure you subscribe so you never miss a video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!